All right, so this is another Unreal 5 game coming out. Hell is Us. Just based off that picture, I think it's gonna be like a Elden Ring type game. Let's see. So, here's a synopsis, and then we'll look at what the devs have done in the past, and then go into the trailer. If war is the closest we get to hell on Earth, it's because Earth harbors the worst of demons, humankind. In an isolated country ravaged by infighting, discover the secrets of your past and deal with the repercussions of a mysterious calamity. That just sounds like a cliche description of every apocalypse. Discover, it's an adventure game. You go out, kill things, upgrade your equipment, look like a badass. That's what we're looking for, right? Okay, not a lot of information there. Got a few images here. Okay. That looks sick. Wow, look at this thing. Is that just... I wonder if that like overtakes the area and it all turns red. I flipped through those kind of quickly. Wow. Yeah, I hope they have different sized enemies, you know, like the godlike size, and then like different creatures that look inhuman, crawling on the ground like spiders and stuff like that. So let's check out the cinematic trailer, and then I also found some developer commentary. Maybe they'll shed some light on the assumptions I make when I watch this. Let's check it out. Peggy 18.
And history. But their lies intoxicated you.
Is HD?
You burned our homes and slaughtered our families. No
Kinda
longer
pixelated.
am I frozen in terror, grief, and rage. Now all I feel is the ecstasy of revenge. Grief and rage. The ecstasy of revenge. Terror, all I feel.
Poor guy can't get a break. They look like squeezed toothpaste bottles. Okay, now that one's auto. It's an Amazon drone. Ah, okay, it's his ally. Or just a device, okay. Okay, William Shakespeare quote. Okay, so that purpose of that trailer was just to set the tone and environment. Wanted a little bit of gameplay. Maybe we'll get that in developer commentary. Because that's key when it comes to these Soul-like games, is you need to have good combat. It needs to be fluid, quick, and the hitboxes need to be really clean. We don't see that. Guess what? Going in the bargain bin. Here's the next one. So this developer update, Creating the World.
Hi folks, my name is Jonathan Jacques Bellatet. I am the creative director of Hell is Us. Today I'd like to take a bit of your time to talk about the 3 distinct narrative layers, but also how we created this game from scratch and the kind of like processes that brought us to its world, its gameplay, and these 3 narrative layers.
I like the second to last thing.
For Hell is Us, I took a bit of time to figure out what I wanted these kind of high-level directives to be. And there were a mixed bag of things that had always been dear to me, and also stuff that I kind of knew that the team also wanted to try and work with. So I came up with about 5 or 6, and I proposed them to the team, and we all agreed, and we went ahead with them. So the first one at the top of the list is exploration and discovery. When it's truly player-driven, when it's like player cognitive abilities that are putting 2 and 2 together to discover the secrets of the game through your exploration. So the second one is pretty much, I guess, the main theme of the game. It's human emotions and passions, and specifically how they relate to human.
So this is going to be one of those kind of down in the ditches, depressing, environmental toned games. He did show a lot of concept art with different backgrounds and environments, which is awesome. When it comes to Soul-like games, I mean, is there a single one that's positive, like upbeat and exciting, that has a happy tone to it? Most of them fit this profile. It's sad, depressing, and the color scheme is like blacks, blues, dark colors. I don't know. We'll see if there's anything else that, unique.
Conflicts, all the horrors and the atrocities and the bloodshed that we can bring upon one another. The third one is the Civil War, and as you can see, this relates right away to the second one about the passions and the emotion. The fourth directive was the combat system of the game had to be a third-person melee combat with melee
Third person, okay, so it's going to be
weapons.
Souls.
The fifth directive was that the game had to take place within a contemporary setting. As you can see, this brought a bit of a challenge how to justify the third-person melee combat in a contemporary setting. And the sixth one is I wanted to make sure that the enemies in the game were not humans and we would not bring any harm to human beings. So
Not bring harm to any human beings. So I'm curious if that's part of his vision, or is there a marketing perspective on that? Because if you're trying to sell this game in China, you can't show blood, and I don't know if you're allowed to kill humans, or you have to make it look like you're not killing them. So I don't know if that's also something that it's in the back of his head.
Now that we had our set of directives, we were ready to really sit down and create the game, and then we created the story, and this brought us the three distinct narrative layers that we have in the game. The first narrative layers is the Civil War. It's the main backdrop of the game. It's caused by ethnic divides, religious divides, cultural divides, political divides, and also historical divides. The second narrative layer is about the calamity. So the calamity is a bit of a kind of like metaphysical phenomenon that's taking place in the country, and the hero and the player, as they enter the game world, obviously they're aware that there's a civil war, but the hero doesn't know that there's also the calamity, and really rapidly he will come face to face with it. So why is it here? Where is it from? What is it connected to? And what's its link with the people, the civil.
So he keeps showing this concept art with this hollowed human that looks like it's from Bleach or something. These hollows. I wonder if there's going to be a large enough enemy variety, or maybe his lore will talk about how it infected like animals and stuff, and they also turned into this hollow type. Because if we're just cutting through this humanoid looking creature 1,000 times, which I don't think they would do that. I mean, who would make a Souls-like game and you fight the same enemy 1,000 times? But I would like to see more enemy variety.
War and the history of the country. The third narrative layer is the family. So this is something that's really dear to me, and mostly when we look at it through the lens of conflicts, war, civil war, and whatnot, because families are often one of the first victims of conflicts, especially children as well. But our hero was actually born in the hermit state, but his parents smuggled him out when he was 5 years old. He's always wanted to come back because he's got questions, right? He wants to know, who they are, why did they abandon him, and also who is he, because he's missing that part of himself that your parents kind of provide you.
That works.
So all these three narrative layers are different, but they intertwine. One of them is the one that truly brings you through the main story. But since the game is fairly open-ended and non-linear, the players are free to oscillate between these three layers as they see fit, and kind of put them together to form the big picture of the game and the entire puzzle, or almost the entire puzzle, to make sense of what's going on inside this country. So in the near future, we'll talk
Okay.
a lot more about these things and a lot more details. This was it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and see you soon.
Okay, cool. So you can get this across all the major consoles, Steam, you can get it on Epic. That's good. This sounds like the way he's describing it, I don't know if he specifically said it or maybe I'm just missing the detail. If it's as flexible as he's saying, hopefully you're able to go around and complete quests in any order, kind of like an Elden Ring. You could choose what monsters you would go after. You could go right to the end. He says you can jump between these layers. I don't know how much flexibility is in that, because that's what a lot of people want in Souls-like games. Is you don't want to be on a rail. You want to feel like you have some flexibility in who you attack and where you're going. But there are some that are fairly successful doing that. I mean, there was the Pinocchio one. That one was, from what I understand, pretty linear, and it's great. This said, what was the release date on this again? Let's just go back one. 2025. Okay, it's a ways out. That's why they're not showing us every single piece of the game yet. But they got a lot put together if this is for 2025. They still probably just need to do optimization, add some more creatures and zones, because they already got the story put together. They got a good vision, and I think it's hella interesting. Let's see what I did there. See what I did. Okay, cool. I'm excited.